Today we're going to look at converting a fraction to a percent by using proportions. There's various ways to convert fractions to percents, but this is an important one to know. Please press subscribe below if you've just joined me for the first time and you'd like to follow me daily. That would be wonderful to have you on board. I load videos every day, Monday to Friday, to help you with your maths on my channel. There's lots of videos to be found. Right, so let's look at this. Using proportions to change a fraction to a percent. So here's our fraction. Now remember, we use the principle of cross multiplication with proportion. So the first thing we have to do is set up the proportion. So let's do it this way. We're going to say 2 over 8, which is our fraction, is equal to x over 100. 100 being the denominator of our percent, because remember, anything over 100 is the percent. Okay. So there's our proportion. It's set up, which means we now have an equation here, but because it's a proportion, we are going to be using the cross multiply. So in other words, we're going to say 8 times x is 8x and 2 times 100 is 200. So we're still going to have our equation. It's going to be 8x equals 200. And then we can solve easily. We simply divide by 8 here and we divide by 8 there. So let's see what we end up with. X is equal to 25, which means it's 25%. Very simple way of converting fractions using proportion. In other words, the unknown over 100. And then you cross multiply and you follow your equation rules and you'll come to the right answer. So let's do an example. Let's look at 2 over 3. 2 over 3, we are first going to, let me just change my pen color quickly. 2 over 3, let us make that now into a percent using proportion. So we first got to set up our proportion. So we're going to say it equals x over 100. So that's our proportion there now in place. Now the next step is our cross multiply. So we're going to get 3x equals 200. Now we can solve it by dividing by 3 on both sides. And we're going to get x equals 66.67, which means that that is our percentage. So basically, 2/3 is equal to 66.67%. We got to this answer after setting up that proportion. Okay, let's do another one. 7/8. We're first setting up our proportion, so it's going to be equal to x over 100. We now have our proportion in place. Okay. Now the next step is we're going to cross multiply. Okay, so we're going to end up with 8x equals 700. Now we need to divide by 8 here and divide by 8 there, because that's our equation rules. And we're going to end up with x equals 87.5, which is 87.5%. So basically, after using our proportion, we have figured out that 7 over 8 is equal to 87.5%. Do you see how simple it is? You now know, after all the lectures this week so far, you know how to convert fractions to percent using common factors, multiplying them to get to 100 as a denominator, using common factors, dividing denominators to get to 100 as a denominator for percent, and also proportion as of today. We'll look at another method tomorrow.